Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee and welcome to a Star Wars The Old Republic news update. It has been a crazy last few days with the roadmap being released, the devs having a stream, and then the New York community cantina tour at Comic-Con where some new info got released. So here in this video we're going to go over some of the latest information. Before we do that, I wanted to quickly mention that I did do a stream for the New York Comic-Con Community Cantina Tour thing. That is up on the channel. That ended up going up super late Friday night, so I think a lot of people might not have realized that went up. But in that stream, we had a new trailer drop from the developers, and we have live dev audio for the Q&A. So if you want to check that out, make sure you check out that stream. Also, there is another video I released for the mount code. So if you want the mount code, go ahead and just grab that out of that video real quick and then you should be set. Okay, on to topic number 1. We have a server name change that is happening. When they released the roadmap, they released the list of all of the servers going into the new servers and then all the names. One of them was called the Hot Prospect. And once they released that name, everybody's like, wait, what? That's a really weird name. But turns out it's actually something from Coder, but it's still a really, really weird name. Well, I think the developers received enough feedback on that, they actually went ahead and changed it. And you can actually see on screen that it's actually going to be called SWTOR Shen now. So I think a lot of people are really, really happy about that. The next story is going to be, there actually has been an expansion announcement. This actually came in the dev stream that happened. They actually mentioned in the chat that there is going to be an expansion next year for 2018. What's going to be in it? What's the time frame? They didn't give any of that information. They just simply wanted to confirm that there will be an expansion for next year. Next up, one of the big questions out of the roadmap actually has to do with character count. People are wanting to know, 1, what is going to be the new server max character count? And then 2, what happens if you actually go over that? Well, the answer to number 1 is going to be 52. The answer to number 2 is that if you have more than 52, you'll be fine. All of your characters are still going to be there. But the thing is, you will not be able to make any new characters on that server until you go below 52. Sort of along the same lines, people were asking, well, what's going to be the story with strongholds? And really, when it comes to just limits in general, the answer that I'm giving is pretty much the answer they have given on every single subject. And it's like, well, the cap is this, but what's going to happen if I'm over that? Well, the answer is, to all of those questions, you will be able to go over the cap, but you will not be able to earn any more or do any more or whatever until you get below that cap. So same thing on strongholds. They are going to increase the cap to 10, but if somehow you have more than that, you're still going to have that. You just won't be able to have any new ones. Next story is they actually released a new screenshot, which I'll go ahead and throw up on the screen here. And this is the Traitor Among the Chiss sort of propo shot, if you want to call it that, which is really, really cool. Now, once this shot got released, I think everybody thought it was a really cool shot. It's got that very old school vibe, very Fallout-like. And the number one request that I heard was, man, I wish there was a desktop pattern to this. And I'm like, okay, I'll just make one. And so I actually spent some time, put one together. And so the links for that, if you want it, are actually going to be down below this video. And I've received great reception for this. Everybody really likes the desktop patterns that I've put together for that. So that's really cool. Just overall, a really, really nice poster that they put together for that. The next story is perhaps one of the biggest unveils from the Community Cantina tour. This is a question that I get almost on every single one of my videos. It's a little crazy. And the question is, are weekly passes coming back? Do I know anything about them? Well, we can finally say it's been confirmed that weekly passes are coming back. But they might come back in a more interesting way this time. Now, first of all, I know you guys are going to ask, did they confirm a date? No, they didn't confirm a date. And the reason for that, and the reason for the whole delay in general, and I think this is super interesting, by the way, they said if they want to bring passes back to the game, they want to consider bringing them back so they can actually be earned in-game along with being on the cartel market. Now, there's a couple of other games that kind of do something similar. As far as I'm aware, they only do it with sub time and not necessarily other things. So it's like, by simply playing the game, by doing things, by completing objectives, you can actually unlock things or your sub time or whatever. So the fact that they're actually considering that, trying to come up with a way so that the free-to-play and preferred people can do something in-game to actually earn their passes, I think that's a fantastic idea. Because the cartel market's been getting a lot of grief. It's always gotten a lot of grief. And if they start doing stuff like this, I think that's the BioWare developers trying to counter what EA is trying to do a little bit, which is just absolutely fantastic. So, yes, weekly passes are coming back. When? Don't know, but hopefully soon, and hopefully the in-game method of getting said things, hopefully that works out for them, and hopefully it's really, really cool. And then finally, the last news story of the day is in the roadmap, and actually the past roadmap as well. It was confirmed that they are going to be bringing in a new PvP map. But other than that, we didn't really know much. Well, they confirmed at the cantina that it's going to be on Yavin 4. Now, what is the actual game mode? They didn't say, unfortunately, but we now have a location on that, which is pretty cool. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's 7 quick little topics that we covered here in this video. There's some other topics that I want to cover in other videos, and I'm going to try and get those out here in the next week or two as well, as we approach the first of the updates for the Q4, the sort of fall and winter months for Star Wars: The Old Republic. But overall, I think everything that they've been saying here in the last few days, the last week, everything seems to be going over, I think, pretty well. I have not heard a lot of complaints. Everybody seems to be pretty happy. So we'll keep moving on and get all this stuff out, get the servers merged, enhance group finder and all that fun stuff, and we'll see what that does for the game. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That'll go ahead and do it for this one. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.